be live. Are we live?
I believe we are live.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Sadie. This is Painting Platinum. I'm here with Justin. This is Painting Platinum number 31. We are continuing our Learn to Paint Kit layer up. We're going to move through it just as efficiently as we can. And today we're going to continue giving away our retro blue steel and green steel. These are pro paint colors that move that out of the way. These are pro paint colors that have never been in our bottle form. Howdy, Dr. Bob, Margaret. These are bottled pro paints. I made them because I thought about sticking them in the pirate kit. They didn't make the cut, so I had about, I think, a half gallon of each. So I still have, I'm not sure the exact number, but I still have a few to give away. And yeah, so I've been given permission to my plan was to just give away whatever canceled or discontinued numbers that I want to. Thanks, Vigo's peeps. So that's what it's going to be. That's going to be my giveaway, along with a paint pokey for the foreseeable future. So if anybody has any ideas about paints that they would like to see, somebody kept bringing up the what was it? I'm going to think of it later, but it's one that we don't have flake for, so I'll let you know if we can't do it. Oh, thanks, Dr. Bob. So yes, so for every 5 subs, resubs, gift subs, prime subs, we will give away a bottle of each of these colors and a pokey tool. So awesome. Yeah, Sky Steel, Dave Dwyer. We can't make that anymore. Maybe one day. All right. So, Vigo's Peaks, High Trauma Hawk, awesome. And no, I haven't painted the chest yet. Howdy. All right. So, busy, crazy week. So, Dr. Bob, I wouldn't do coal black because we do bring that back around the holidays. I would want to bring back something that like normally wouldn't come back. Like somebody mentioned recently the like porcelain rose. Hi, Normad Zeke. I would love to do that. Today I was messing around a little bit with, what was I messing with? Cloud Pink, old one. But yeah, I'd like people to have the opportunity to get discontinued paints whenever they feel like it. So, got an exciting day of painting today. Maybe we'll get to that chest. Maybe not. Hi, MZ. So yeah, I will get this stuff out of my way and we'll get back to it. So I'm trying to remember what I did last I don't think I was to the highlight layers yet, but I was to this big page because I remember thinking, oh, I'm going to finish. And then I had all this to go. So what did I get to? Pants. Okay. I know I did the next shadow layer on the pants because I remember saying, hi Skelsey. I remember saying that what I wish I would have done looking at these pants is I wish I would have made the first shadows like wider and the subsequent shadows narrower because it just looks like a big old mess. Same with the shirt and everything. So we might layer it and go back and do different stuff. Oh, that'd be so fun. Okay, so the only problem with that, thanks the Hatter. The only problem with the video of me mixing is that it would show the like super secret things. Hi, Scott Beal. And also because the bench isn't as pretty as we'd like, but we're going through a move here pretty soon. So we're gonna redesign the bench the way things work. We're going to kind of put things away that don't need to be out, because that's always been my thing is we have people roll through and see all of our stuff we use to make different components. And so yeah, we'll kind of see where that goes, because I'd love to do that. But yeah, so we will continue going with this, but I might make some changes on the shadows. But I've learned something, so that's not terrible. Let's see. So vest. So we did the vest. Okay, so now we're gonna start doing highlights. We're gonna highlight the skin with 3 parts dark highlights and 1 part Scholar Flesh. I think I was making something in the dark highlights triad today, and it was a real butthead to make. It's awful. That's okay though. Some things just don't like to be made. Ebony Flesh is one of those. Ebony Flesh is really hard to make. Alright, so that's 3 parts dark highlights, 1 part Scholar Flesh, 2 parts water. Thanks, Casmania. So yeah, I'm sure some of you saw last week we were going to do Reaper Live. We were getting ready to do it. Justin told us there's lightning pretty close, and I feel like such an idiot, Justin. So last week you were talking about the lightning and you were like, did you guys hear that? That was huge. And I was like, Justin, we're like 30 miles away. And now I realize it was, did we hear it through your mic? Like, I don't think
Correct.
I'm the big dummy. I was like, Jesus, Justin, that's not how weather works, 4-year-old. And later I was like, oh my God, I'm so dumb. No, Justin's house didn't burn down. His computer went down. And like, you've probably heard me mention in the past how I'm streaming. So in the beginning I was like, well, I'll say whatever I want. I'll start playing music. And Justin was like, we set this up so I can pull the plug. So I'm still the captain. So Justin's still the captain, goes through his computer, and he was thinking of ways around it for in the future, but his electricity had never gone out before. So he thought, well, it'll be fine today. And it just ended.
Yeah, I genuinely did not expect it to actually knock out. Like, the storm was getting really bad, and I was like, it's pretty unlikely that it goes out, because it hasn't actually ever gone out during a storm. It goes out when people hit the transformer with their car down the road. That's happened I feel like 24 times since I moved in here. But I didn't actually expect it to go out. And then when it did, I was like, oh no. And then we didn't get power back for like 12 hours.
Yeah, he, not like a huge deal, but he texted everybody. We had this group chat, and he, texted everybody at like 6, and I couldn't get back to sleep. And I was like, oh my God.
I did. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I sent a text message at about 5:45 when I had power, and I was all right, guys. We just told people it was the wrong 6. Let's do 6 a.m. Get up. Let's go. Let's do the show.
And I like always answer the phone. I like always look at my texts, and just sometimes my sleep goes in and out. Like sometimes I can sleep whenever I want. Staying asleep is usually my problem. Sorry, I got crazy hairs today. So like normally I come in late. Hi Val Under the Red. Normally I come in late, but we've been so busy, we're having to find a way to keep me working and in here. So what we're gonna do is make Thursdays my day off. But then Tiamat broke yesterday. The Maldricar, our manual machine, broke. So I had to like take it apart at the last minute. So last night I would have been mixing ahead for them, the pumpers. Today, hi Holly Monster. Thanks for the sub. I don't know if you were into here, but we're giving away these retro pro paint colors. I think somebody else asked. Pro paint, blue steel, and green steel. As far as I know, this is the first time these have been made in a little dropper bottle, not in a pot. So they're real neat and pretty. My color looks off today, but that's okay. I meant to ask you, Justin, yesterday when you were up here if you wanted to take a look at my color
Yeah,
situation.
it doesn't look too bad. I don't see any issues really.
Maybe it's not, other than it's dirty. Hey, maybe Jedi Jared. I usually do whatever people ask, honestly, to be fair. So I'll message you. Um, but let's see. Audrey is the automatic machine, which has been sent away and is being made into Reaper 2. Oh, I'm sure I changed the lighting. My light has like a wheel on it, so it goes like this rather than like click 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 click, kind of thing. So, anyway, here's our highlight layer. Uh this definitely looks off. We're just going to have to deal with
It
it.
does. Yeah, actually, it does look like there's a little too much
It's
magenta. It looks too.
red and it's not that in
It
person.
is.
How about we just talk about what's going on with life for just a few seconds, because I'd really like that to not be that. This is super unprofessional. Um so what else is going on? Justin, yeah, Audrey got sent to military school. Justin, like, when are you getting married?
Oh, that's a good question.
Isn't it?
I mean, with COVID being a real
I
thing, I mean,
know
if
it.
my I want like I've got three grandparents that need to be there, and obviously they're very old. And as a result, I don't want them to have to fly on a plane. And we were talking about a destination wedding. So, because of all of that, I actually don't know when that's going to happen, to be completely honest with you. I would say we had planned for like March of this year. Obviously, that didn't happen. So it may not end up happening until next year when we reliably have a vaccine or something that I can have confidence that my grandparents will be okay.
Yeah. Um, I know what I need to do. Okay. Yeah, destination where?
Oh, we Saint Pete, Florida, I believe. And Florida is I sure as hell not a place that I want to take my grandparents right
No,
now.
that's where grandparents go to, you know.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going the right direction, but it's like super saturated, maybe. Oh, Lord. I should have had you look at this. Is this changing from what you can see, Justin, or is this just on my end?
No, it looks like it cooled off a little bit. It looks like you fixed it a bit.
Yeah.
Now it just looks a little overexposed, I think.
Yeah. Like, hmm.
Much light.
We're just gonna have to deal a little bit. But I just didn't want it to be red when it's not red.
I completely get that.
So let's look at our image again. So this guy is my little model, and we're looking just because we want to see how bright we can get um, in the highlights and how deep we can get in the shadows and have it still look really natural. Now, looking at my guy here, he seems a lot warmer than this guy. This guy seems to have kind of cool skin. So obviously, I mean, let's see. Yeah. But we're going to go pretty bright. I really like the look of like the look of like what's it called? Awesome. Hi, Sharky in the tent. Oh, drive-by wedding. Let's see. I really like the look of like, what do they call it? Dewy skin. And I had asked Anne before, how do you make the skin dewy, like highlight in makeup? Because in makeup we use right now sparkly highlighter. That's probably on its way out because I've heard people getting really annoyed with it. But wait a minute, we're talking about when somebody said the model being dehydrated. Do you think they really have to like dehydrated like dehydrate to like cut weight or whatever? What's the deal with that? Being dehydrated.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna do that tech where I cut a little guy off because he's driving me crazy.
Actually, I like the idea of a train. I wonder if there's a train from. I don't think there is. There's not a train from here to Florida, is there?
Probably that.
Sadie?
Here's something. Okay, I like trains. I'm very like I have this romantic love of trains. I live right by a railroad track.
I like
Then,
planes, automobiles.
mm-hmm. Then, let's see. It was a couple years ago. A train derailed by my house, and there's this big railroad bridge, and the train derailed, and all of a sudden they started working on all the railroad bridges in the Denton County surrounding area. And I was like, huh, that's weird. Well, apparently there was something wrong. Um, there was something wrong with the bridge. And then one of my boyfriend's friends told me, like, yeah, they don't really maintain railroads in the same way that they do everything else. Like, railroads are a little iffy. I literally know nothing about this, so I shouldn't have started talking, but I do that anyway. Um, Somebody mentioned, yeah, that the highlights in the reference are closer to white, like bright sunlight cleaning off water. That is true. But we're still really going to try and follow what Rhonda has for us. And hopefully we get a little, like, there's layers of highlights, so maybe we'll get real bright. So what I'll do, because I felt like I made a mistake last time, um, is go wider and then tighter, like wider in my first highlights and then tighter in my subsequent highlights. So it's not just like layering them over each other. Can a filter be applied to darker skin tone, and which colors work best? Do you mean like a like something physical you do in painting or something you do on the computer? Let's see. I'm a lot less experienced in the male form and how it should look. Almost like, I think it was Dave that told me one time that you usually paint mostly men or mostly women. I paint mostly, or draw mostly women. So that's kind of my reference point. So do you mean like a glaze? Oh. I don't know exactly what you mean, but I bet I could find out for you. Glaze. I would imagine so. I would imagine so. I'm gonna have to ask about that though. I really don't know. I would think. I'm not sure about that. I'll let you know if I find something out though. I'm trying to remember in this kit what we did. Thanks, MZ. These are acrylic, and these are the color I made. They're like really crappily painted right now, but they're the color I made last week when I was trying to develop a Reapercon set color. Oh yeah, Dr. Bob. We have a ton of bone triads. I think we've got like, I'm trying to think because I just went through them all. We've got the dirty bone. What else do we have? Hey Justin, you got our website pulled up?
I do, actually.
Will you see how many bone triads we have? I know we have a skeleton white in the Pathfinder. I think we have a skeleton color in bones. I think we have polished bone. Of course, bones doesn't have the triads in the same way, so so it might be a little different there.
I see one triad. Looks like two, three triads at least that are displaying under that filter.
Okay, which ones? I may be one, so I don't have all of them done, but I do have two colors done. I may be one. We could do a swatch of our two colors. I'd actually like to do that. I think that'd be fun. The other ones I have like a rough idea. So like as you guys probably know, you don't need all. I'll tell you a secret. You're all probably artists, so you would know this. You don't need all these colors to mix every color. It just makes it easier, right? So like what I will do is I will mix the colors using bottles of paint. So I have a few swatches for most of them, and for a couple of them, I've already developed the color. I have news. I have like not so fun news, um, which Ed told me I could tell you guys. I won't like tease it. I'll just go ahead and tell you because it's not good. But so we were doing a glow in the dark color, right? Ed ended up wanting us to put it in with other effects. So the glow in the dark color is not going to be in Brine Wind. We're still going to have a ghost fire color. It's just not going to be. It's not going to be the glow in the dark. Yes, Dr. Bob. So that won't be available just yet. I know it. Makes me sad. Yeah, it's coming though. It is coming. It's just one of those things where oh no. See, that's what makes me sad. When Ed told me that, I texted him a sad face. But it's for a reason, and it's just so it makes more sense because that's kind of an effect, right? Like I don't think we have anything else that's quite. Sorry, I was off, out of frame. I don't think we have anything that's quite as much an effect, but we would like to put it with other effects. But that means that we get to do other effects, which means that a bunch of the stuff that I've been like throwing at Ed, he was like, well, we can look around at different bases, like different things. So we get to do a little bit more development for a couple of other things that I'm super, super excited about. Things that like Collins was asking me about. So yeah, I'm excited. It sucks a little bit, but a couple things. We just want it to work really well by the time it gets out, and we want it to kind of go with whatever. If it's not going to function completely like the rest of the colors, like a color, then we would probably get a lot of questions and sadness and all that. But either way, Band-Aids ripped off. That's what's going to happen there. So I can swatch a couple. Sorry. I can swatch a couple colors though today because I do have a couple done. One though, let's see, where's my other one? So Dr. Bob, what I would do, maybe Pendrake, we have a few things coming. So like I have this big list of everything that's going to release for the rest of the year. If y'all have been watching Reaper Live, we have the past ReaperCon Colors 1 that is coming out for this ReaperCon. And then around Black Friday, we're going to have past ReaperCon 2. We're going to have the Christmas, I'm sure. I might get to do a new holiday promo color just for like temporary. Dr. Bob, depending, okay, so like there's different, that's coming, Sharky. I don't think I can tell you like when, but that is coming. There's a reason I can't release it. Is the only thing. I'm gonna message Justin this question actually.
Just 1 second, Sadie. I need to change the headset battery out. So I'm gonna be
Uh-oh.
for a second. Just 1 second.
We're going to talk bad about Justin now. So Dr. Bob, there's different bases and there's different types of glow in the dark. But the type I was working with didn't like color mixed in with it. There's also like, okay, so everything we make, we want it to be non-toxic. So I'm sure you can do a lot of different stuff with a lot of different bases that aren't under that non-toxic umbrella. Sorry. I should mute that. Instead of giving y'all a big ASMR coffee gulp. But yeah, so it's pretty complicated. But I would try with thicker. When I was mixing it with thinner things, it was falling out of solution and it was really hard to get back in. Yeah, ASMR painting vids. Oh, Josh likes it. Eventually it will come out. There's a reason it got split up. It makes me sad, but it's a good reason, and it's just, it might still be secret. But it's great because, like I was saying, like how I can formulate colors very easily without making a whole gallon of something. You can just mix it using different things. Those clears are perfect. Yeah, rather than thinner and more translucent mediums. Now, I could be wrong if you're just mixing it up to use it like one time, right? But what I read is the one that I have specifically doesn't like thin or acidic mediums. But I am not the big chemist. We'll try and make it worth it, Dr. Bob, for sure. It's just one of those things. And I don't think Ed thought people were really going to be that sad about it. But what he said kind of makes sense. So, but, and that's not the one that I was a little nervous about announcing. There was a color I was kind of nervous about announcing because I hadn't gotten it to work yet, and it wasn't that one, but it's all gonna buff out. Now, what I really think we're gonna do, and this isn't like totally set in stone yet, is I think we're gonna use that color that Grazietti sent me the sample of, that people really liked for the wraiths and ghostly things. So I think that's going to be our ghost fire. So, but first, let's see. So you'll have to forgive me. I've gotten like this really full tile, so it's not going to be easy for me to. That was my sparkly prototype I'm not doing anything with. The one that Collins was like, how close is that to Sophie Champagne? And I was like, pretty close. This is my champagne period, I guess. Now I'm like nervous that this isn't the one. I'm trying to think. Okay, I'll show you one color, and then one I will mess with, and I will show you on Reaper Live. Because one I reformulated to be a little bit more, have a little bit more payoff, I guess you could say. Yeah, I like shaking bottles. So, but I'll show you pieces of 8. So pieces of 8, I really, really like this color. In the bottle, it looks really, really violet. And it's like a really purpley silver, which I wasn't sure about because we just made drow silver. Can't remember what it was called, but it was a real purple silver. But anyway, that's our purple silver. Maybe, yeah. So This is Pieces of 8. And it's... Gotta use my pokey tool. I've been experimenting with a lot of colors that like aren't strictly gold or silver, and this is one of them. This color's got a little bit of gold in it. Hi, HM Road Dog. We're showing off one of our brine wind colors. So that is Pieces of 8. It's really pretty. I really, really like it. Most of the time I'm pretty not insecure, but like unsure of myself on these colors, but I really, really, really like this color. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in a little bit, Valander. Maybe we'll see you tonight. Hopefully we won't have a natural disaster. Yeah, Dr. Bob, I had to check out one of the pewter colors to make sure it wasn't too close, but it's not. I hate that I put that there. But yeah, that's our Pieces of 8, and it's really pretty. I'm really proud of it. Yeah, because my nails were like the prequel. My nails were like Pieces of 8 the prequel. But this is really pretty, and it's got like, it's one of these. So this is what I really like in a color. I should get to painting. I'm being really bad today. One thing I really, really like in a color is a lot of balance, and I like it to be like complex and usually muted. That's got a lot of different tones in it. I really like it. So I'll be really excited to see what people use it for. I'm so excited, Vigos Peeps, that you have a use for it. Dr. Bob, not so much, but I do have to go back and find the closest color and test it to that. What I've heard, the big deal is, I'm going to make this highlight color while I tell you. The big deal is, because we have triads, we couldn't make any more triads, because if I were to make a new color, like a new red that we didn't have, and try to build a triad around it, there'd be practically no way of, oh man, I got it on my arm. There'd be practically no way of getting that done and having a triad to match it, and not hitting colors that already exist. Sorry, I keep losing my place. I'm gonna start putting a sticky note on this so I don't lose my place. I'm gonna paint the chest, I promise. It's on the finishing details, and I'm like almost there, but the way I'm moving today, I don't think I'll get there. Which is probably for the best, because we really need to figure out what we're gonna do next. And maybe take a vote on it. I would like to do a bust. Okay, 3 parts heather blue to 1 part bleach linen, 1 to 2 parts water. Oh, I get to make a decision. Okay, I'm gonna call that 3 because it was like a big blob of paint. Bleach linen. I would like to send out samples. We're getting there. We're so getting there. We're just having to catch up. We have a new person who is at least like floating in our department, because we want to be really safe. We don't want to like go on this hiring spree and have a situation with the pandemic or whatever.
The
vid. You want to kind of know people, and you know, part of the reason that we're back and this is working the way it is that we trust each other, and like I trust that this is a safe place to be, and that's really important to everybody here. But yeah, so we hired a new person who knows one of our other people, and I really like her. She's really nice. So that's good. So we have a new person in paint. So we've got 3 people. As soon as we get our machine acting a little nicer, it'll be pretty perfect. And we can start really busting stuff out. But essentially, because we've got ReaperCon, it's like we've added a whole nother kit shop. So it's harder to keep up with. And I'm a little bit more ambitious about what all we can get out. Like, I nearly killed us when, and to be fair, I'm not the one that did it, but when Ron was like, okay, we'll release the Christmas colors as individual. Uh, okay, I'll put some brown on it. Um, I'll put brown on it, Pindrake. You're right about the white balance. So, let's see. Woodland brown. We'll put some woodland brown right on that. Sorry about that, Dr. Bob. I didn't think about that. I think Justin showed himself on stream. Not anytime recently. I keep threatening to show pictures from when we went out back and shot bows and arrows.
Oh yeah.
There's a good one of John too. Like fresh tattoos. Ew, that looks bad. I didn't get nice.
By the way, I think you asked me this question before, but you're free to use. Now that I've seen that video, you're free to use it at any point if you'd like to.
It makes them look cool.
Cool's a strong
I think
word.
it's cool. I guess I don't really know what cool is. I think you look like a cool superhero. You think you look douchey?
No, not so much that as it is just.
Kinda
I don't know. People we always like when you hear your own voice recorded versus like I don't know. It just looks awkward and cringy, but.
Oh, awkward and cringy. That's far from cool. That's
my
cool.
personal take on it.
I bet people would like it. I thought it was cool, like as far as me taking it. I was like, this is cool. I took a cool video.
I agree. No, it was a really cool video to slow mo. I completely agree with that.
I don't really slow mo that often, but I saw a lot of people doing it around that time. I was like, I gotta make a slow mo video. What am I doing? Not making slow mo videos. I don't take nearly enough pictures and videos. I feel like I go through periods of like taking them and then not. I need to take more pictures. I always take pictures of animals. That's one thing I never slack on. Is taking pictures of animals. I finally posted something on Reddit, like on my personal Reddit. I never ever post. But I posted on Cats with Jobs. So like the other day went to the feed store. Local feed store. I needed some 1cc or 1 milliliter syringes because I was like formulating something on a tiny scale. Where are we on subs, Justin?
I was actually just about to answer that question. I mean, I was about to broadcast at least. We're at 9.
9. One more and we're giving away 2. So anyway, went to the feed store and I'm like walking around. I was in a shitty mood and up walks this cat. He's like kind of a chonky fellow. So cute. And so he walks up and he's like trying to climb up me and I couldn't figure out what he wanted. So I like reached down, tried to pick him up and he was like, no, don't want that. You know, cats. So I was like, all right, dude, like, I don't know what you want. So I was like standing there and he hopped up on some like sacks of feed or whatever. And what he wanted was my hair tie on my wrist. So he like hopped up on a sack and like got at my hair tie. Yeah, he was kind of, I don't know if he was, oh Lord, he's coming, but he was rapidly approaching. Sorry. I'm listening. Yeah, story time. My not story stories. Somebody cool story broed me up here one time and I cried. I was having a bad day. Uh,
Oh, I think I know who did this.
oh yeah, I was pissed. I was
Is it,
ready to
is it
tell.
is the name start with an S?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
cool story, bro. Me. I was like, you cool story, bro. Me ever again. I'll tell Dave you were stealing from the game store. Made me so mad. But yeah, I do tell some not really stories. I think it's because I'm a female, and I don't think that people usually give us the that's not really a story. Uh, I think we have to figure that out for ourselves when we're like almost 30.
Oh, I watched Hamilton last night.
How was it?
It was pretty all right. I mean, it's a musical. I realized. I mean, I knew it was a musical, but more that like I it just reaffirmed that musicals for me are pretty much lukewarm at best. So I do think that the last half of it is about 10 times better than the first half. First half I almost turned off because I kind of got bored, and it was like meh.
Thanks, Player Spoons. So I think we're giving away two for sure now. Two, two of each. Um, so I like musicals, but I like darker musicals. Can I tell you my
Yeah,
favorite musical though?
I was about to say, hold on, before you say that, mine is the genetic opera one, even though it's bad. I love that one.
Let me tell you
Or
what.
Todd. But anyway, go ahead.
Mine is Guys and Dolls. I love Guys and Dolls. Love Guys and Dolls. I was in that one. And I love it. And it's not dark. Not really. And then I like
Uh, I completely, honestly, you reminded me that when I do watch musicals, I tend to like ones like Repo the Genetic Opera or even Sweeney Todd, where it is
yeah.
really like I actually really like those.
Yeah, I like darker musicals. I'm trying to think if Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was a musical. I know that Oompa Loompas sang. Yeah, it was. It was. I like that. The idea of a musical I've heard, and I don't know if this is 100% true, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, the producers. I love the producers. I'm pretty sure that the idea of a musical is like the people are so overwhelmed by emotion that they start singing. Sit down, you're rocking the
Which
boat. Exactly.
which one, Doctor Bobby? Which one is the worst? If it's Repo, then yes, that is a terrible movie. But it's a kind of a guilty pleasure.
I was who was I in Guys and Dolls? I don't even remember the character's name, but one of the oh, sorry. Uh I don't know if Wonka counts as a musical either. Um I love Rocky Horror. What was her name? I don't remember her name, but it was part of the Follow the Fold little trio. But anyway, we did Sit Down, You're Rocking the Boat, and I could not get like I'm not a singer. I don't know why I did musical theater. I like can't sing and can't dance really. I hate dancing. But I did that and I could not get the harmonies right and I was trying to wing it and like I'm not sure if it was me, but our director was like somebody is not getting these harmonies and if you think it might be you, I'm going to need you to mouth the words and we'll see where we're at and then I just mouthed the words and she's like, "Okay, we're perfect." So either it was me or other people were also doing a real bad job. But Sit Down, You're Rocking the Boat was kind of a thorn in my side.
I think I've talked about this before, but low key, Sadie, I really don't like Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, but nobody cares.
Yeah, well,
Sorry. Sorry, I get rude sometimes.
No, no, that's the general reception. I completely get it. It's a cult classic. People love their Rocky Horror Picture Show. For me, it's I don't know. It's just yeah.
Columbia. Absolutely Columbia. Um, I loved the Rocky Horror Picture Show uh, audio commentary. Yeah, Tim Curry's amazing. Amazing, amazing. Um, but Richard O'Brien, I think Richard O'Brien, Riff Raff wrote it, if I'm not mistaken. And Magenta's Magenta, I don't remember her name, but her lips were going to be used. Richard O'Brien did the opening song, and Magenta was really angry about it, and he used her mouth. But she was like really pissed off that she wasn't gonna get to sing that song. But yeah, I used her mouth.
Yeah, I've heard
I like
that,
it a
Dr.
lot.
Bob. Even though I don't like it, if I get the chance, I should go and do a one of those like midnight showings of it where they hand out kits and you're supposed to like do certain things at certain times with audience participation. Um, I've only heard about it. I've never done it, obviously, but I've heard that is a lot of fun.
I really like all the songs in it though.
Wait, are we talking about Riff Raff?
Mm-hmm. Not that riffraff.
Okay, I was about to say, as in like the one that dated Katy Perry.
Did he date Katy Perry?
I did briefly, yeah.
My favorite thing that he's ever done, I I think it was Riff Raff. Have you seen that video? It's not a TikTok. It's a Vine. And it's the guy with the pointy teeth and he's like, I'm just trying to blow up and act like I don't know nobody. Was that Riff Raff? Do you know
That
what I'm
sounds
talking
like
about?
that sounds like a Riff Raff lyric, yes.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. Ha 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 ha. And he starts fake laughing. Got these big, crazy teeth. But I don't know anything about Riff Raff. That's the extent of. I probably asked a younger person in the room, like, that's funny, who is that? And they were like, Riff Raff.
I mean, I've been told that he's an all right person. Like he's a good dude, but his persona, kind of like uh, Takashi 69, I think is pretty. Both of them they're pretty laughable characters. I mean, as characters, I mean.
You know who I really liked who went away real fast? What was her name? Lil Tay? That little girl that was like the youngest Instagram flexer, and she would like take videos in front of these big expensive cars.
Like that 12-year-old. Oh, like that super young girl.
I loved her. I loved her so much. And then her mom got in trouble because one of those cars was a client or something. Oh, Meatloaf. Meatloaf was sexy in that movie. We're still Rocky Horror and sorry, friend. But yeah, that's a good one. I once I'm not gonna get it. This is a really triggering story. Not legitimately, but they did the Rocky Horror Show at my old college, and I missed it. I'll go ahead and get into it. Why not? They did it, and we were late because my ex was hungry, and I was like, could you just like hold it in? We got to get there. Like we got to get there on time. And he was like, no, I'm hungry now. So we got him like chicken nugs so he'd shut up. And we got there and we were late and we couldn't get in. But I heard them singing like the opening song and he was like, this version sounds like it sucks. And it's like, it's because you've just watched the movie. Like, shut up. It's not supposed to sound just like the movie. Yeah, the musical play. Justin talked about using a generator, but Dave was like, I don't think a generator is going to cut it. He has some other ideas, though. Are we lightning proof now?
Are we lightning proof? No. I mean, my house didn't get struck by lightning. It was a transformer that I think it hit something because other people lost power too in the neighborhood for like the same period of time. There was something like I think in my neighborhood something like 300 houses didn't have because I live in this giant
Smashed. Um, So yeah. I'm trying to think. 3 parts ebony flesh to 1 part woodland brown, 1 part water. We're doing the belt and dagger hilt. I'm having a bad focus day, y'all. I'm sorry. Hi, Valender the Red. We're going till 4:30, right, Justin?
That's fine.
All right, awesome.
I haven't received any pre-emails so far.
Which means we're gonna wing it tonight, right?
There's no telling.
Astley the Monk says there was a Twitch streamer got shocked recently playing while streaming and electricity hit her house. Is that true?
Yeah, it went through her PS4 controller.
What?
There's a YouTube video of it. She's
wireless though.
She doesn't have, well, I think it's wired in this circumstance.
Okay.
She was playing Rocket League. I think she's Australian. And
did she make it?
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay.
It just, all it did was burn her palms, and she didn't know what the hell happened. But it apparently had hit, I think it hit the next door neighbor's house, is what they said. It traveled through circuits or something, went through the wall into the PS4 and just got her.
Have y'all ever read that super bummer story about the guy who was hit by lightning several times in his life? Oh my god, it's such a bummer. Get ready for it. Get ready for it because I'm about to look it up. But while I look that up, y'all remember that episode of Unsolved Mysteries where a lady gets struck by lightning from being in the bathtub, and she was like this lady in a wheelchair, and she starts drawing her bath. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And got struck through the bath. Oh, there's a flashlight in the hobby box. I gotta start paying attention to these meetings a little bit more. There's also this area, I think it's the Great Rift Valley in Africa, that has more lightning strikes. More lightning strikes, per square mile than anywhere else in the world, based on kind of the geological features. Really good coffee from there too. Oh, good. Somebody else watched Unsolved Mysteries. I'm glad. Sharky in the Tent. Do you remember the episode of Unsolved Mysteries where there's this girl that's having, it's poltergeist activity, or what do they call it? Not ESP, but things are moving around her and stuff. And there's this episode of Unsolved Mysteries, and I've never seen it again. And this egg moves through the refrigerator door. I might be making this up. This sounds like a fever dream. But an egg moves through the refrigerator door. The refrigerator's just made of liquid and comes out. Oh my god, it creeped me out so bad. And I think later they found out it was a hoax or whatever. But that episode was scary. Yeah. Telekinesis, exactly. Ball lightning. I think I've seen ball lightning. Yeah, I wonder if it still is. I watched parts of it not too long ago. My boyfriend was trying to let that be one of the things we watched to go to sleep, and I was like, hell no, dude, we gotta really watch these. Okay, so there's this guy, Roy Cleveland Sullivan. He was struck by lightning 7 times. They called him the human lightning conductor. He was a park ranger in a park in Virginia. Let's see. Anyway, he was struck 7 times, a bajillion times. They were all documented. His wife was struck once. Let's see. The odds of being struck by lightning for a person over the period of 80 years have been roughly estimated as 1 in 10,000. If the lightning strikes were independent events, the probability of being hit 7 times would be 1 in 10,000 to the 7th power, or 1 to 10 to the 28th power. Not good at that. I don't really know. Okay, so Valender the Red, I don't think that's how he died. I think this is the guy that like had enough, and maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Oh no, I was right. Yeah, he shot himself. Really sad. He like, I don't know if it was because of getting struck by lightning all those times, but he was over it. Really sad. Let's see. Virginia, where he lived, averages 35 to 45 thunderstorm days per year, which fall in June, July, August. Between 59 and 2000, lightning killed 58 people and injured 238 in Virginia. People were killed. 13,057 injured by lightning in the same period. Most of those were males between 20 and 40 years old, caught outdoors. Wow. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. We still don't know. Like, there's so much we still don't know. Yeah. But anyway, I don't know why I had to share that. It's like the saddest story ever. Do y'all ever have to do that? Like, I wish I would have never heard this, so I've got to make sure everybody hears this now. Real a-hole move. Okay, so I mixed up my 3 parts ebony flesh to 1 part woodland brown to 1 part water. Actually, I don't know if I put water in there. Yeah, Dr. Bob, I was about to say, what is it about men? Like it was some big mystery. What is it about men that makes them get struck by lightning? And then I remembered golfers. Golfers are more likely to be struck by lightning. I guess I'm highlighting. Oopsies, I got a skin. I guess I'm highlighting belt and dagger hilt. The closest I ever got was during a thunderstorm. So where we live in DFW, weather's a lot worse west of 35W, right? 35W?
Especially at the Fort Worth branch, yes.
Yes. So when I lived in Justin, it's like just west of 35, and storms would pop up like crazy. It was always wild. And it was when I lived on a ranch. Hi, Galvin Crafts. Lived on a ranch in these like ranch hand houses, but the main house was like really big and nice, and it had this like split level basement garage. So I was really scared, and I didn't want to wait till the storm got there because I'm scared of storms. So I went and like hid in the guy's garage and just like sat behind something until it got bad enough that everybody came in there anyway. And he had told me, the landlord, he had told me that he'd seen a lot of storms there before, tornadoes and whatever, and it was fine. So we had the garage open, and we're just kind of waiting for the storm to go by. And at the point where it was, at the point in like the evolution of a tornado that it wasn't a tornado yet. Wasn't a tornado yet. It was just like really crappy and like, what do they call them? Funnel cloudy. There was a big lightning strike, and I was holding my phone like this. And somebody told me it was because it scared me, but I think it knocked me back. It was close enough that it knocked it into my teeth. I didn't have any like injury or whatever. I didn't break a tooth, but it was pretty close, and it was rough. It was like really close. Like, I don't know, feet. Like, I don't know, 25 yards away? I don't know. Is that close?
Meters?
No, I was thinking yards. Like a quarter of a football field. Maybe a little less. It was really close. It was crazy.
There was a lightning strike down the street, actually. This was last summer. They just fixed it, but it made the news.
Really?
There was like, yeah, there was a couple of different news services that came out. But there's a gas station right. It's like 2 blocks from my house. It's a quarter of a mile from my house. Lightning bolt hit the parking lot, like just in the middle of the parking lot, and literally created a Volkswagen-sized hole.
It's too big a hole.
It was I when I saw the report on the news, I was like, oh man, look at that! The lightning bolt made a hole. But when I went and saw it, the pictures and the videos don't do it justice. I mean, I could have driven my car into this
Especially if it were a Volkswagen. If it were a Volkswagen, you could have driven your car in. It probably would have just gotten wedged right in.
thing. Yes,
Especially if it were Volkswagen size and shaped, wouldn't that be something?
like there was one buried underground and it just
Mm-hmm.
blew it up. Why
Mm-hmm.
it's that big?
Hi, Wapalicious. Wapelius. I always say Wapalicious.
Every time I see his name, it makes me think of Wapalicious, even
uh,
though it's Wapelius.
let's
So
see.
sorry, Wapple. We both think Wapalicious.
Lonely Yeti asks, how would you make his skin look wet and sweaty? So if it were me, maybe next time I'll get some more reference pictures. Does anybody remember the ads for like a I think it was like a perfume body glitter called Fetish? If you read 17 magazine in the 90s, like late 90s, you probably saw this stuff. But it was this like it probably made some people uncomfortable. Let me see if I can find it. I swear it was called Fetish. I'm going to feel really bad if it wasn't. Ad 90s. But it was like
Dr.
glowy.
Bob,
What?
uh, hey, Dr. Bob, approximately 4 million.
Oh, there's not a good high quality picture of it. But it was this girl in an orange bikini top, and she had this glitter stuff all over her body. And she was, what have I stumbled onto? Oh my god. I gotta get out of here. Maybe next time I'll show you guys, because I'm getting into, I don't know what they're trying to show me here. Uh, but anyway, there was this ad for this lady wearing this perfume. Let's see, it was launched in 1997. Um, but anyway, it was like a wet look lady. And it kind of, maybe not birthed, but went along with the sorry, it went along with the like highlight, sparkly, wet look, dewy thing that like in the 80s. Yeah, exactly, Nox Geek. Um, in the 80s, it was all about matte, but now it's about, or then especially, it's about dewy and sparkly to the point where people wore body glitter. And I miss body glitter. Do you remember body glitter, Justin?
Yes, because often in the early aughts, I spent a lot of my time in strip clubs.
No, you didn't.
Correct, I did not. Thank you. Um,
Oh, sorry. I didn't know we were being ultra stealth sarcastic.
uh, it sounded to me like you were ready to believe that, though. Like you were ready to believe it.
On the mini, yes, I was going to get around to that. On the mini. So I would think if we didn't want to use flake, if we didn't want to use metallic paint, I would think it would be tiny, tiny little bright white highlights, like somebody mentioned before, like really light. I wish I had more reference pictures available, but the thing is, it's really hard for me to add reference pictures while we're streaming, lest it end up really big, like that picture of Richard I showed that time when I tried to like add a photo on the fly. I was really bad at it. Unless shoot, Justin knows a way. Almost called you James.
Add a photo on the fly.
Yeah.
You can just, as long as you've downloaded it and it's in the right file format, which OBS accepts most of it, you can just drop it in and then resize it.
Yeah, but it resizes it on stream.
Oh, no, yeah, correct. If you want it to be what you want it to be, and then as far as size and resolution, you'll have to do that off stream. If
Okay,
you don't want people to resize it, but
next time, or maybe the next mini we paint, we'll see what we can do about really glossy almost sparkly skin, like a bright, wet, highlight looking skin. Because it's something I've wondered too. Vest. Okay. We have our vest highlight. I think. I haven't been paying attention to what I'm doing, but I think that's our vest highlight. Yeah, it is. Anyway, sorry, I digress. I really figured we'd all seen that ad for that. What's it called? Dr. Bob, I used to work at a bank next to a girl, like I was cubicle mates with a girl named Portia. How fun is that? And my name's Mercedes. It's not Sadie. How fun is that? And
You're in my phone as old Sadie.
yeah, I think you're in my phone as old Justin. And not only that, but I worked at a place that was like the Hooters of haircuts. Like literally when I got the job, my manager was like, this is the Hooters of haircuts, so like don't come without your makeup done, hair done. And there was a Portia that had worked there before me. We didn't work there at the same time, I don't think, but she worked there before me. Gold Portia de Rossi. I love Portia de Rossi, and I love that name. I could never use it, you know, if I had a kid or whatever, because it'd be a little gimmicky. Like, my name's Mercedes, her name would be Portia. You know. My little sister's name is Alexis. Who is new Justin? Yeah, we offer beer with our haircuts. Yeah, it's called Sexy Scissors. I eventually didn't want to work there anymore because I didn't like the shorts, and they weren't tight. They were like volleyball shorts, but still they were short. And they had these. Okay, so like you buy the Sophie shorts, which are just like regular middle school volleyball shorts. They're short, but they're not like tight. But I was issued a pair of shorts. Sorry, I keep getting off frame. I was issued a pair of shorts. Like we would get these shipments in of like our t-shirts and whatever, and I kept seeing these little shorts like laying around the shop, and my boss was like, "You need to take your shorts home." And I was like, "Those aren't my shorts." And she's like, "Yeah, they are." And like, "No, they're not. I never wear anything like that." She's like, "No, that's what the company sent you." I swear to God, these shorts are so short that like when I hold them up, they're like V-shaped. Who would wear that and cut hair? Like you didn't have to, but they were like, "Here you go. Here are some ultra up your butt shorts."
Realistically, be honest, there's a non-zero number of people who would cut hair completely naked.
Oh, I worked with a
Given
girl
the ability
whose
to.
butt cheeks were out. Like out. Like fully. I was like, man, that's ooh. Ooh boy. That's I learned a lot there though. Did a lot of men's cuts. I liked it. Wasn't too bad. The girls were pretty cool. But yeah, little shorty shorts, makeup done. You had to have. I'm trying to think if that was the place that you had to have something on your lips, something on your face, something on your eyes, and something on your cheeks. Spoons. I don't think we're gonna finish the mini today. Difamist. Some women did come in there and get haircuts. A lot of them, if they wanted, like, Ruby Rose was really popular. I think that was her name. The girl that was on Orange is the New Black. I think she was Australian model. So people would come in and get their short haircuts. Or, like, if you had clients from somewhere else, they'd follow you. But mostly men. Now, I worked at a place after that was kind of the same, but it was, like, supposed to be, like, hoity-toity. and they would not let you cut women's hair. They're like, no services for women here. And I never understood how they got away with it, but whatever. People thought it was like, we won't go into that. We won't even worry about that. I'm way off topic. But so about this sandy base, dry brush the base area with the base coat color. So here we've got the same thing we had last time, which is like we painted the base color on the sandy base. And then we did a wash with the woodland brown and 4 drops of water. And then we're going to go back over it with the sandy base color, which was 2 parts bleach linen, 1 part marigold yellow, and 1 part woodland brown. So we're going to go back over it. I like that. It's pretty simple, but I like that. 2 parts bleach linen, 1 part woodland brown, 1 part marigold yellow. This is one of the colors that looks like, there's a color that looks like macaroni and cheese, and there's a color that like looks like macaroni and cheese. I think this is the macaroni and cheese, or one of them. And anytime I said that, Anne was like, we don't do food color names. Because that was her rule. She never did food color names.
The idea not to encourage people. We actually talked about eating pink this morning.
Really? Is that what she said? That was why?
I don't think that's why. I think that's what I had heard way back when.
That would make sense.
I don't know.
I think maybe it was just a matter of taste. Like, no pun intended, seriously. She just didn't want it to be I don't know. She made an exception. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I think her honey man, her boy, I think she made a salmon color for him, so she made an exception. But there was something else, and she was like, no, that's like a plant, right? I don't remember what it was, but it was like a food and a something. Turkey brown, maybe. Oh my God. So Ed and I, yeah, I think it was turkey brown, Carrie Michael Cosby. I was talking to Ed about like the future of colors, new colors, things like that. I don't remember what he was talking about, but he was like, you know, if we canceled something, people be saying, no, I really liked Burgundy Booby. I was like, you're going to mess around and get a Burgundy Booby here pretty soon, Ed. Won't throw Burgundy Booby at me and think I'm not going to make it. I'll make a Burgundy Booby. Let me tell you what is a good deterrent for me. Because I used to think, whatever, oh, we're supposed to dry brush this. Shoot. That'll just be a nice light sand spot. Like the wind is blowing the dirty sand in that one spot, and it's revealing this nice, clean, fresh sand. Burgundy Booby, yeah. That's nowhere near my most X-rated risque color. There was I don't know, I was like trying to be, God, this guy's ugly. I've made this guy ugly. I hope I can bring him back. It was a time I was like trying to be extra gross on purpose, and it was, I don't know.
What,
something elf body part.
Something elf body part?
Like
what?
Bleached elf body part. I don't remember. Not important.
Oh, yeah.
And Ed wasn't mad at it. Cindy looked up at me like, what are you talking about? Something, yeah, something like dwarf butt brown. I'm sure we could make scratch and sniff paint. Let me tell you the weirdest thing. I got some acrylic nail powder the other day that was scented. Tell me how they do that.
So, Sadie, I know you went to cosmetology school.
Yes, not just
Out of
cosmetology school. I'm an instructor.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I mean,
Anyway. Anyway.
that's what I'm asking actually. That's so like I guess professionally, what is you're not a you're are you an esthetician or are you a
I have
cosmetologist
okay,
or are
so
you
a cosmetologist, an esthetician does skincare. I have done skincare professionally. That's the first thing I did when I got out of school. Was I was a nail tech and an esthetician, which you could be a manicurist, like you get your manicurist license or your aesthetics license. You need so at the time you needed 1,500 hours for your cosmetology license, and you needed 750 to be an esthetician. Um, and are you gonna ask me a bleaching question?
Oh, I am. Thank you. I'm glad you picked up on all of this.
Okay.
It's a
So anyway,
two-parter.
it's a two-parter. So as an esthetician, you do waxing, you do facials, you do I did a little bit of what did they call it? Using electrical currents and radio frequency. I did a little bit of that. Um but I did a little bit of waxing. Um
Sadie, did you
Bleach
ever do
anybody? No.
any of nail bleaching?
No, but my favorite my
You would have
no
given
no
the
no
opportunity,
my
right?
favorite product line started carrying this lactic acid powder that I really liked, and when I got to looking at it, it was like great for intimate bleaching. I was like, oh wow. And to me, this is how like terrible I am. I'm like, I'm not I'm not gonna get anything that's like safe enough to use intimately for my face. Like I'm trying to get blown away. Like I'm trying to see results. I don't want any sissy la intimate bleaching powder. I want some real results.
You want something caustic.
I want something caustic. But anyway,
If it's not on fire, it's not doing the job.
somebody asked, can you shave with a straight razor? No.
I think I've asked you that before.
Somebody told me that the key to that is that the barbers lobby to Congress to do what do they do? They give Congress and House members, or Senate and House members free haircuts for life, and they basically lobby to keep barbering separate because barbering is its own history. Like it has its own culture. Barbers used to do the bloodletting and all of that, which is why they have the barber pole. So no, I can do everything but straight razor. I think I can straight razor. I'm trying to think. They change it a lot. The back of the neck.
This you put on butt there was kind of funny. Just gonna say.
Oh, I can use a straight razor with a guard on the back of the neck and the cheek, not the front of the neck or the head. I don't think I can use any kind of razor on the head or on the front of the neck. I could, but I would need 500 more hours. I would need like a crossover license. But
I think we should create a personal channel goal.
What's that?
One where like Ron gets it done.
What's
And,
Ron gets it done?
You know, Ron gets it done, but it's at like 20,000 followers and like I don't know 50,000 subs. We film Ron getting it done.
Oh, Ron gets it done.
Yeah, Ron gets it done.
Somebody had asked if I did a Brazilian. No, I never did a Brazilian, but I did bikini waxing, and I like did friends first, and then I had my first, I can't remember how many I did professionally and like charged for them, but my first one was like a bride to be or whatever. And by the time, I shit you not, by the time I was done with this waxing appointment, we were both crying. It was was so horrible because at the place I was working, it was conservative. So, like, you weren't supposed to go in closer than like 3 fingers wide, right? Like, it was supposed to be. Is this TOS? Is this okay?
No, you're referring. This is a
This
process.
is a
This,
procedure.
yeah,
You weren't supposed to
no,
go in
talk is much
closer.
worse on other channels.
What?
Talk is much worse on other channels.
Okay, good. So, like, you weren't supposed to go in closer than these 3 fingers, but um, every time I got like closer, every time I got a good line, it would take like a little, chunk out of the hairline. So I'd have to go in tighter and tighter, and it was terrible. Oh my gosh. So, like, she had tears in her eyes, and I had tears in my eyes, but she was really nice about it. Okay.
It's actually two real quick stories as far as this goes. One of them's not really a story.
That's okay. We love half, not
Yes,
really
yes,
stories here.
yeah, with no context.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the girls that I was kind of sort of dating, I think I told you about her actually already.
Pee
Like it was
pants?
kind of do what?
Did she pee pants?
No, 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 no. She's not. No, not pee pants.
Okay.
One
Not
of the
there's
girls
anything
I was.
wrong with that. Go ahead.
But no, there's not. But one of the girls I was dating before, McKaylee, briefly, it was like 2 weeks. She was an esthetician. In fact, she owns like a storefront now that's in North Texas. I don't remember the name of it. Oh yeah, I do. I don't remember. Anyway,
You'll tell
she
me
does
later.
something. I will. I'll tell you later. She owns now. I think she has like 2 stores now. But anyway, she introduced me to something called sugaring, and I had no idea what that was. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Okay, so I figured you would. So she, when we first met, she wanted to show me what it was by doing basically my entire body. Um, and I was like, I don't really want to do that. So that's kind of how that began. But it's really just to say that I didn't know what sugaring was, which it seems
Did you
odd.
do it?
No, I did. Well, she showed me later how it worked on my arm. Um, she wanted to obviously go further with it, and I was like, oh, I'm good. I'm fine.
She's
Thank
a
you, though.
sadist.
Yeah, she was really into sugaring. But and then the other story, which is the more funny one, I told McKaylee, this is probably a couple of months after we started dating, that I wanted to wax my back, and she bought one of those home wax kits, right? Kind of like reminded me of the one time that you were waxing my back.
I waxed Justin's back in the game store one time.
She did only half my back, and it's pretty rough. I got in trouble actually. Remember that? Anyway, so McKaylee went to go wax my back, and it's the strips. Jesus, it was. I didn't think I could be brought to tears with wax. It was pretty rough.
Let me tell you what the key is: hard wax, and oil to the skin before you apply the wax, which seems counterproductive, but I'm telling you it works. Painless. You can have a painless wax anywhere. I mean it. I really mean it. That being said, it's not always the case. It really depends on the skill level. Um, yeah, no, he wanted a back wax. Allegedly, we won't say that that really happened because I think that goes against TDLR. But allegedly, possibly, we waxed his back in the game store, and I was showing somebody, and
My shirt was still on to specify.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. I had a tank top on. Remember?
No. How would we wax your back with your shirt on?
But you basically just did my entire left shoulder blade. I think it was. My whole back didn't get waxed. I just had a hairless shoulder.
Your whole back didn't get waxed because there just wasn't enough wax.
Okay, all right.
It was horrible, but I was showing somebody, I was like, you have to do really thick wax or else it'll break and you'll have to like tear this part off, tear this part off, tear this part off. And one of the guys like grabbed some of the wax and like spread it on really thin.
Oh God, that was Gus,
Terrible,
right?
yes. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was entertaining though. And yeah, somebody got mad because apparently our lunch break ran a little late. Um, and we're waxing backs in the game store. Jeez.
Oof. But no, I will say that didn't really hurt so much. It
No,
was
some
just,
good.
did they?
Did what they what?
Oh, I don't remember it hurting that well or hurting that
I
badly
know. I said yeah because
when you
I'm
did it.
good.
Oh, that's what you said. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then it was a different process. Yours was just hot wax that you peeled off, right? Or not just hot wax, but it was a special kind of wax, obviously.
Strip
But
wax
there we
hurts.
go.
Strip wax hurts bad. There are times when you use it though. Everybody uses it's just like painting. We'll bring it back to painting. Um, everybody does things a little bit differently. I would never sugar anybody. That being said, I knew somebody who would do like manzillions, and I would have never done a
That's
manzillion.
that's what the sugaring girl. That's what she wanted to
Mm-hmm.
do to
No
give me a. And I was
way.
like, oh, I'm good.
Not only that, but like, I'm not here to like shame anybody or anything, but like, I like a man with some hair on him. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to. This just
Yeah,
for me personally.
I mean,
I
I'm
like
inclined
body
to agree
hair
with you.
on.
I don't like my back hair, but the rest of my hair is fine. I don't care.
You know now. Uh, now a lot of people don't do the underarms. We're we're just going full like in the 90s. I always remember thanks, Paladin65. People talking about French girls, now we're all French girls. I watched, this is actually really good. I watched the new L Word and I slammed it because it was on Prime and it was like free until the 30th. This was in June. So I watched the L Word and there was uh, you know, if anybody watched the L Word, I don't remember what year it was, like early aughts. Um, Now they have the L Word Generation Q, and it's like with Gen Y. What are we up to now? It's with the new 20s
Uh,
people.
the Gen Z, I believe, the
Gen
newest.
Z, yeah, just kidding. Gen Y is we might be Gen Y. We're Gen Y. So anyway, Gen Z. Um, they show this girl who's like actually my probably my favorite character on it. It's this cute like pixie cut blonde girl, and she had the full underarm whatever going on. I tried it in high school, but I couldn't get enough of a thing going. It just looked like Homer Simpson. It wasn't cute. Anyway, but yeah, I think guys should have whatever. Oh, I think guys should have whatever they want. Say that, but I certainly wouldn't want somebody getting manzillions on my account. Tell you what. The good Lord didn't make y'all for that.
I mean,
It just looks
I
like when you get a manzillion, it just looks like somebody just threw that on a Barbie doll. It's the
kind
weirdest.
of agree.
It's
It
the
looks a
weirdest
little
thing ever. Just like plop, that's there. It's weird. Anyway, won't go any further into that line of discussion, but my honey probably wouldn't like me saying this, but he's got chest hair kind of in the shape of a hawk, and I always like really liked it. And he had a friend over one time, or like his roommate had a friend over. It was this girl, and he's like, "Yeah, I've got this chest hair that looks like a hawk," and he lifted his shirt up to show her, and I immediately got really jealous, and I was like, "Put that down! Don't go showing everybody you're a hawk. Like this is that's whatever." And she's like, "No, no, girl, that's all for you." And I got a little offended. Like I was like, "Yeah, you're right," but also I was like a little offended.
because she didn't want to see it.
Yeah. Like fine then. But I always
I
thought I
did.
was like maybe we could shape that in to where it was like absolutely a hawk, you know?
So one of Michaeli's good friends is dating now. or she's recently divorced. She's like, I think she's 30. She recently started dating again, and I did get told over this last weekend that I was the template for her finding someone on like Bumble or Tinder or something. And by
Really?
that and by that I meant it physically, not personality wise. Although maybe I don't know about that part of it. But she kept referring to like, oh look, this guy looks like Justin. This guy looks like
What she's looking for, I think, in the gay community, you would call a bear.
correct. And that's it's funny you say that. That's exactly where I went with it. That's exactly what I said to her.
But blonde bear, like a light, like a fair bear. That's what you are.
Although I joked at first too, because it made her like backtrack real fast. I was kidding, of course, but when she said that, I was like, oh, so fat, and and she went, no, 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 no. I'm like, no, no, it's fine, it's fine.
Uh, somebody called. Now I can't remember the actor, but one of my friends called it dad bod. I was like, oh my god, dude, that's not dad bod. Dad bod's bigger than that. Um,
Wait,
I can't remember the actor now. Oh, Don Draper. What's his name? John Hamm. She
oh
was like, "Oh,
yeah,
John Hamm's got dad bod." I'm like, "No, he doesn't. He does not have dad bod. He's got regular bod."
Seth Rogen has dad bod.
Yeah. I guess we are going a little far into
Oh,
this.
that's true. Look at that.
Man, time flies when you're talking about things that are real close to what you shouldn't be talking about. This guy is spooky now. We might get back to where he looks good though. But maybe once we glaze him, it'll all just flow together and we'll be left with a lot of contrast, but smoothness. I don't know, you guys. What do you think? Getting close, huh? Anyway,
That's spot on.
spot on. Spot on. So, what we're going to go ahead and do right now is we're going to draw our winners. We're going to let you know what to do. Good, Spoons. I trust you. Chest hair and tattoos. I do want him to have a really thin mustache. Maybe a curly one. Maybe a. So, good luck, everybody. Again, we're giving away. I've put so much on here and smudged it and whatever, but giving away our retro blue and green steel from the Pro
Yep.
Paints.
2 sets. So go ahead and get your hashtag free in now.
Yeah, I'll do a little more. So I'm doing this swatch project where I swatch all of the colors, and I have so my boyfriend's a glass blower, and I have a poster from one of these glass companies of all their colors, and they are their colors, but they're in the form of a little goblin sculpture, which this glass blower makes, lampwork or whatever. And I was like, man, I should do something like that, except I should make a poster of our paint colors with like a Surf 4 scale silhouette stencil. Wouldn't that be fun? I'd pay for that. It'd be like the silhouette of Surf 4 scale, but with different paint colors, and it'd be like the whole line. I'll make it and I'll show you guys. Anyway, so
Uh,
if you're the winner, you read it first.
I just drew our 2 names.
What are they?
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so we've got the Jolly Giant
Oh,
and Sharky in the Tent.
Sharky in the Tent and the Jolly Giant. All right, so what you guys are going to do is you're going to email giveaways@reapermini.com. You're going to put your Twitch handle in the subject. You're going to put your real name, your shipping address, and the show in which you won in the body of the email. And we'll generate a little order and we'll send you your goodies. Anything I'm forgetting? Feels like I'm forgetting something.
No, we could giveaways at reapermini.com.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just yeah, you gave them all the correct information.
Awesome. Awesome.
We're good. Yeah.
Awesome. And yeah, these colors, I'll let you know next time we're on how many of each we have left. For whatever reason, I made the same amount of both and I didn't end up with very much green steel. Maybe somebody popped in the middle of the night like a night elf and took the green. I don't know.
Right.
A redhead. Maybe it was a leprechaun. You know, redheads look good in green. Anyway,
Would you like to find us a raid?
I would love to find us a raid. It's one of the favorite parts of my whole week. I feel like I have a gift.
Oh yeah, for dinosaur pottery.
Yeah. Bleached elf. That's right. Demand it. Where's art? I feel like this has changed. You know I hate change. I will be so upset if I see change. Okay. I hope I don't get an ad. Okay, here we go. Art. Oh, there's a thumbnail of me making the weirdest expression ever up there. God almighty. Okay. Chipochi's on, but I think I might give somebody else a chance. Do love that Chipochi. It's another body painter. Ooh. It's not really our thing, but dang, there's a pretty painting there. Alright, somebody's working on non-metallic metal. And they've only got 9 viewers. We gotta go see them. It's Fang underscore and underscore claw hobbies.
Yes, I believe we've actually rated this person before.
Good. Well, they're working on non-metallic metal, and I like non-metallic metal.
All
Um,
right. We'll go ahead
yeah.
and start.
Dave and John should be on today. We should all be on today, I think.
Yes.
All right, friends, honeys, we love you. See you in an hour and a half or so. Hour and a half.
Yes.
All right.
Keep being awesome, guys. Thank you for coming out and spending some time with us and talking crazy nonsense like we do, right, Sadie?
A little more than usual
And
today.
that is true.
Went hard.
And but we hope to see you guys here in about an hour and 20. Don't stray too far.
Yeah, I'll show you another new color.
And Reaper Live will indeed be airing, unless, of course, like I said, our thunderstorm rules.
Another
But
act
we'll
of
be fine.
God. All right.
Yeah, yes. Thank
Bye.
you guys very much, and we'll see you then.